Welcome to the Sculpture Tools Station. Over here, you'll find lots of great things for sculpting. It lives right by the period 4 cabinets and above the period 6 cabinets. Let's look at what you can grab from here. First up, we've got scissors. They're in this pink cup. Then we have adhesives, which is a substance that's capable of holding materials together, which is glue and tape. So we've got those options, as well as brushes and glue containers for liquid glue. Then we have modeling clay. They come in kits and they will also have tools with them. We've got origami paper, volumetric form templates, yarn and string easily accessible over in this area, large cordboard and small cordboard scraps. There's also some origami books and books you can use for inspiration with sculpting. Now let's take a look at some items we need to go over on how to manage and safely use these so that we can be successful in the art room. Up first is glue. With glue sticks, please make sure that once you're done, you snap the cap so that the glue does not dry out. Then we've got liquid glue. Please make sure that you twist the cap on this so that the glue does not dry out also, and that the liquid glue is stored upright. Then we have glue brushes and containers you can put liquid glue in. This can be used for various different projects or purposes. Just want to make sure that you are only grabbing these brushes from this container. There's a little label that reminds you it says glue brushes. There's a tiny bit of crust on the brushes even though you wash them off after you use glue on them, but this ensures that you're not using other paint brushes for your collage and sculpture needs. Next up, let's go over modeling clay. When you are going to work with modeling clay, you will grab a clay kit, and inside the modeling clay kit, you'll see the picture has reminders on what should be inside. There will be one blob of clay, you'll have 2 wooden tools and 1 loop tool that you can use to sculpt with. When you're done with the clay, you need to make sure that all of the clay and all of the tools are back inside of this container. And then the clay kit box is going to go back in its home that matches the modeling clay at the Sculpture Tool Station. And lastly, let's clarify how to use our loop tools and wooden sculpting tools safely and appropriately so that we have these tools to sculpt with. That first starts with wedging. Wedging is warming up your modeling clay to get it activated, so that way it is more squishy to work with. So make sure you do this so when you're using the tools to cut or chop and sculpt, the tools have a soft surface to go into. If you are trying to do this with a rock solid piece of clay, the tools will break. You also should be using the wooden tools and loop tools in a controlled manner. So you are being very mindful, very demure. Look at how these artists are sculpting thoughtfully. They are taking their time as they are pressing and interacting with the clay and their tools. This is what it would look like to appropriately and safely use your tools for sculpting purposes. This is not mindful, not demure. This is what it looks like to use your tools for the wrong reasons or with not sculpting intentions. So we are not going to be jabbing, slamming the tools into the clay. There is a difference between experimentation that is safe and with the intention of art and being out of control. And these have been examples of not the sake of making art. These are not with the intention to sculpt or create. And finally, putting away your clay tools looks like making sure your blob of clay and tools are gently put back in the kit. Kit is all the way shut and it's returned to the sculpture tool cabinet, not horsing around or avoiding actual cleanup expectations. In conclusion, now that we've reviewed the Sculpture Tool Station and how to safely use these items, as long as you continue to use them appropriately, you will get to continue to access them.